Welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. If you haven't seen the first video, go check it out. There are some outrageous opinions in that one. And obviously in this one, there's going to be some more outrageous opinions as well, as you can see here. But we'll get onto that in a bit. Anyway, let's get on with the video.
So, the first one is, Kyle Walker and Wan-Bissaka are average footballers. Neither can pick a simple forward pass. I personally would absolutely disagree with that. Wan-Bissaka are great again, obviously not great going forward. But Kyle Walker especially, I mean, he at Tottenham, I can speak from experience, going forward, he was the best fullback in the league at the time, without a doubt. So that is, I disagree with that. And for me, Kyle Walker is the best right back the Premier League has seen. I think he's the best right back in
Is that an
Premier League
unpopular
history.
opinion? I don't think so, but it does spark debate.
Comment below. Do you agree with me or do you not?
Wan-Bissaka, I think, is I don't think he's bad enough that he can't pick a simple forward pass, but yes, he's not technically great. He does look a bit clunky. But Kyle Walker, I know he's not Trent picking passes out, but he's still a very good fullback going forward.
To call him average, that's an extreme word. I wouldn't say that average footballers.
This guy, one of the best, like you said, in your opinion, the best fullback in the Premier League. Well, right back.
And he is right now one of the best defensive right backs ever.
He pockets loads of top wings.
Just because he's not great at going forward doesn't suddenly mean he's average. So, you know, and a fullback's job at the end of the day, right, it is to help going forward, but it's also to defend, you know. This you shouldn't be judging on how good they are going forward. It should be defensive and attacking equal. You can't just say because they're not good at going forward. He's
arguably the most complete in terms of going forward and defending. He's good at both.
I think he's probably one of, if not the most complete right back in the league at the moment as well.
So for the second take, the Champions League is a lot harder to win than the World Cup. And before I even go into it, that is a rubbish opinion. The World Cup is every 4 years. The amount of pressure trying to win the World Cup for your nation is far surpasses that of the Champions League, because obviously international fans, there's a lot more than club fans. Your whole nation's riding on it. The whole world is watching. And yeah, it is clearly a bad take.
If you look at some of the teams that have won it, they haven't been great. Whereas the World Cup, you have to, you look at the
pretty
teams
much
always
the best team wins it.
Exactly. And you know, you just got a lot more pressure. Whereas, you know, the Champions League, if you lose it, you got it the next year.
Yeah.
The World Cup, it's
literally
one. I think the most World Cups you can get in a career would be like 3.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Champions League, you could win 5 or 6,
and that would be from playing in the World Cup from like 19. Most players
every year.
Exactly.
Every time you play in it.
Most players only get one World Cup in their whole career, when the Champions League is every year.
Yeah, exactly.
So the pressure's a lot more, and I completely disagree with that.
Well, look at someone like Neymar, for example. He is a great player, but everybody says he can't win the World Cup for Brazil. That's how hard it is.
I was also thinking that before Messi won the World Cup, what did everyone say? He hadn't won the World Cup. What do people say for Ronaldo? He hasn't won the World Cup. Why? Because it's the most prestigious trophy in the world. So if this was true, people wouldn't be saying about, why haven't they won the World Cup, you know? Yeah,
I agree. That is an awful take.
And so the opinion you probably clicked on the video for, Modric, Kroos and Casemiro were better than Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets, and I disagree. As much as I love Modric, all 6 of these players, great players. And some respect needs to be put on these 3, but they are not on the level of these 3, not yet.
Not a chance.
I would disagree with this opinion at the moment.
I'd arguably say, this may sound an outrageous take, but Rodri, Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne are closer to the level in terms of ability of Modric, Kroos and Casemiro than Modric, Kroos and Casemiro are to Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets. May sound outrageous, but these 3 are ridiculous. This guy is the most press-resistant DM of all time. Iniesta, he got like man of the matches in World Cup finals, Champions League finals, big finals. Xavi, the way he dictates play, have we ever seen anyone like that?
Nah, yeah.
Good DM, very good DM. Obviously, one of the most underrated players of the generation, and obviously a Ballon d'Or winner. But you can't sit on the table with these 3. I think these 3 will never be topped as a midfield trio. Maybe in the future, but for the next 10, 20 years, even with Pedri and Gavi, I don't see them topping these 3. The 4th opinion on the list is Wayne Rooney is the best English player of all time. And I want to say yes, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of candidates that you could put up on that table. The likes of Gerrard, the likes of Lampard, just to name a few. Even Michael Owen, I know not for a whole career, but he won the Ballon d'Or when he was like 20, scoring big goals for international team. Obviously for England, he scored that goal, I think it was against Germany or Argentina. And obviously he was brilliant for Liverpool. But yeah, what do you think about that?
I am inclined to agree with this. I would say he's a very complete player.
Yes.
Both attacking midfield and up front. Second highest goal scorer in Premier League history. Well, actually the 3rd now behind Harry Kane, but was 2nd. But yeah, he's one of the most complete players, I think. Definitely one of the most complete players England has ever seen. He's won multiple trophies, obviously won the Champions League, multiple Premier Leagues, was part of one of the best attacks the Premier League's ever seen, and one of the best attacks ever, really. Sever's Ronaldo and Rooney. obviously. So I would probably be inclined to agree with it. Obviously, it's up for debate. It's hard to judge because I haven't watched some players in the past, but I would personally agree with this. And now the final one is Didier Drogba is better than Harry Kane. I completely disagree.
I'll let you start on this one.
Obviously, when it comes to big games, of course, Drogba, he is up there, one of the best big game players ever. But he's not a better player than Harry Kane. If you look at the stats, Harry Kane scored each season. Harry Kane scored more goals. This guy hits 30 goals a season in a worse team than Drogba.
Drogba's been in some of the best Chelsea teams, best Premier League teams. What's Kane been in terms of quality teams?
If you look at individual accolades as well, I'm sure Harry Kane absolutely trumps Drogba. So I just don't agree with this. Obviously, when it comes to trophies and, when you're talking about a big game player, of course, Drogba probably does get it. But Harry Kane, for me, definitely a better player than Drogba. And I'm not backing off that.
Yeah, I echo those thoughts. Drogba, obviously, he is a brilliant player. That goal against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final, everyone knows that. Drogba!
Yeah.
That's an iconic moment, and obviously many iconic goals at Wembley. That obviously Harry Kane's had maybe less iconic moments in his career. But like Harvey said, look at the Tottenham teams that Harry Kane has played in. They are nowhere near the level of the teams that Drogba played in. Yeah. So to put up the numbers that Harry Kane has, obviously I think it was in 2021, top goal scorer and top assist maker in a Tottenham team which finished, where did they finish? 7th. Yeah, 7th. I don't think Drogba could
scored 30 in a team that finished 8th this year too.
Exactly.
Drogba ain't doing that.
He did occupy defences on his own, and he was very good at his craft. I think he got 29 goals one season.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
but Kane never gets below about 20.
Would say as well that he's been part of statistically the best duo in the Premier League's ever seen. Kane and
Son, that's true.
And for me, they are definitely one of the best.
Carry Tottenham, don't they, for years?
Exactly, and still currently are. And I just don't see how you could put Drogba above Kane. But obviously, let us know in the comments what you think.
It's an awful take, but I don't think it's as awful as some of them on this list. But yeah, I do think it's a bad take. So thanks for watching that video, guys. As you can see on the screen, comment your hot takes down below. We'll read through them and we'll maybe include yours in the next video.